Let us now discuss a series of real marine engine failure case studies, focusing not only on what happened, but also on why it happened, how the situation was handled, and what every marine engineer must take home from these incidents. These are not textbook examples. These are practical shipboard situations, and the lessons from them are extremely important. Let us begin with case study 1, Crosshead Bearing Failure. This incident occurred during a sea watch. While the engine was running, the main engine high oil mist alarm activated on unit number 3, and the engine automatically went into slow down. The duty engineer immediately contacted the bridge and stopped the engine, and this quick action prevented a much more serious accident. Once the engine was stopped, the crosshead bearing cover was removed. After hanging the crosshead on the guide shoe retaining plates and swinging the connecting rod down, the crosshead pin and bearing were examined. The findings were serious. The crosshead bearing was completely wiped, and the crosshead pin showed signs of overheating and was badly scored. Now, the ship had to continue its voyage, so temporary operation with one cylinder out of service had to be arranged, following correct engineering procedures. To achieve this, the fuel pump was cut out by lifting and locking the roller guide clear of the cam. The exhaust valve was secured in the closed position, while the air spring supply was left on to keep the valve closed. The starting air supply and control air were removed and blanked off to prevent starting air acting on the suspended piston. The cylinder lubrication was set to 0 delivery. The bottom end bearing and connecting rod were removed, and the crosshead oil inlet was blanked off. The crankpin and bottom end bearing were carefully inspected and found to be undamaged, which was a positive finding. After completing these actions, the engine was turned on the turning gear through 2 complete revolutions, while observing the ammeter for any signs of overloading. A full crankcase inspection was carried out, paying particular attention to clearances and the tightness of all blanked-off openings. The engine was then restarted on low load, run for 10 minutes, stopped, and rechecked. After restarting again, it was run for 1 hour and inspected once more. Finally, the engine was operated at reduced speed under continuous man watch. So, why did this failure occur? The reason was clear: there was a loss of effective lubrication at the crosshead bearing, which led to metal-to-metal contact, heat generation, bearing wipe, and scoring. The take-you-home measures from this case are very clear. Immediate engine stop-on oil mist alarm is critical. Correct cylinder isolation allows safe continued operation. Temporary operation requires reduced speed, continuous monitoring, awareness of vibration, turbocharger surging, and maneuvering dead spots. Now let us move to case study 2, bent connecting rod. This incident involved an 8-cylinder, 2-stroke marine diesel engine driving a large alternator. The first indication of trouble was loud knocking noises. Unfortunately, before the engine could be stopped, the damage became catastrophic. One of the connecting rods separated from the crankpin broke through the crankcase and caused extensive mechanical damage. During the investigation, when the damaged parts were examined, an important discovery was made. One crank bearing bolt was virtually intact but missing its nut. The nut, the locking device, and the locking screw were found separately. The nut threads showed axial shear damage. The other bolt failed under severe combined tensile and bending load, with its nut and locking device still present. Additionally, a bolt in another connecting rod was found to be 1 millimeter slack, even though its locking devices were correctly fitted. This evidence clearly pointed to the root cause. The bolt that became loose had not been properly tightened to the correct tensile load. Calculations confirmed that the torque generated by engine forces was far lower than the frictional torque. A properly tightened nut could not self-loosen. The maintenance practice used on this installation involves slackening and retightening bolts, and this procedure had the potential to introduce serious error. The take-you-home measures are very important. Correct bolt tightening is absolutely critical. Locking devices do not replace correct preload. Incorrect maintenance procedures can initiate catastrophic engine failure. One loose bolt is enough to destroy an entire engine. Let us now consider case study 3, material failure. In this case, a connecting rod failed at a change of section, which is a known high-stress region. The failure was sudden and violent. The reason was identified as a flaw in the material itself. This resulted in sudden fracture of the connecting rod, complete destruction of the engine, removal of the engine from the ship. There was no operational error involved in this case. The failure occurred because an inherent defect in the material, combined with stress concentration at the change of section, accelerated the fracture process. The take-you-home measures here are: material defects, although rare, can have catastrophic consequences. Areas of section change require special attention during inspection. Non-destructive testing during overhauls is essential. Quality control is just as important as correct operation. Finally, let us examine case study 4, failed bottom ends due to incorrect fuel timing. In this incident, incorrect fuel injection timing led to engine overloading. As a result, 2 bottom end bearings failed. White metal from the bearing shells entered the lubrication system. The spherical top end bearing was damaged. Severe crankshaft damage occurred, requiring remachining and regrinding. When the damage was inspected, the following were observed: wiped bearing shells, overheated bearing backs, white metal debris throughout the engine, damage at the piston top end. In situ crankpin remachining was required. The reason for this failure was again very clear. Incorrect fuel timing caused increased peak cylinder pressures, which resulted in excess mechanical load beyond the bearing load capacity. Once bearing failure began, the damage rapidly propagated throughout the engine. The take-you-home measures from this case are: fuel injection timing directly affects bearing loads. Overloading causes rapid bearing wipe and thermal failure. Bearing debris contaminates the entire lubrication system. Fuel timing adjustments must be accurate, precise, and verified. When we look at all 4 case studies together, the conclusions are very clear. Early detection and correct response prevent escalation. Incorrect maintenance practices are a major cause of catastrophic failure. Correct tightening procedures are non-negotiable. Material quality and inspection are critical. Fuel timing errors can destroy bearings and crankshafts. Temporary operation of damaged machinery requires strict discipline and continuous monitoring. The final engineering lesson is this: most serious marine engine failures are not sudden accidents. They are the result of small errors, incorrect procedures, or ignored warning signs. Understanding these case studies helps us ensure that the same mistakes are not repeated at sea. Thanks for your time and attention.